Hey guys, so I took a day trade on Friday. It was the first trade since a long time. I was very patient waiting for something very clean, and I'm going to show you how clean this actually was. So we're starting as always on the 4-hour time frame. We see that the market took out this old low here, and this was a perfect inducement target to get into this. When we switch to the daily, you can see it into this daily fair value gap. So if you just give me 1 second. So the replay mode is engaged now. So we see that New York opens here. Well, all the day basically has been super bearish, and New York also, when I fast forward here, you can see that we trickle down further. And with trickling down, this is important. We want to see this, right? We want to see the move in the other direction when we anticipate longs from a high time frame fair value gap first when the session opens, and then see an aggressive shift. So we see this is all balanced price action. This is exactly what I wanted to see. And we trickle down, we get into the post-trap area of the session, which is like starting at 9:30 a.m. and boom, here we get a beautiful M5 here, the first M5 break of structure here. As you see, we have this high, we get the break of structure, close above, nice fair value gap. And then what I love to see, as you know, is my second leg. So we have this first push out and we get a pause here in price and get a second push out, second leg, another beautiful fair value gap. This ultimately also leads to this, when I fast forward more, to a nice M15 break of structure. So we have the structural high here, and we close above both these highs and have a nice big fair value gap again. So you see how clean that is, right? We have the mitigation of the high time frame fair value gap. We have been bearish all day. We trickle down. You can clearly see how the sellers are running out of gas here. And then we get the institutional orders triggered here. And we see how the momentum shifts. That is such a great sign. So I was ready to enter here. I was putting my limit into the M15 fair value gap, as you can see. And I just placed a limit for less than 2 hour, a little less, because I don't want to go for 2 hour and risk getting missed, you know, because the market can easily just take this inducement and then just instantly fill more orders and turn around. So I didn't want to go for 2 hour. I just wanted to get filled here with my entry here, stop loss obviously below the extreme. And the TP was making a ton of sense here because it's London high and it's perfect equals. So that was also a magnet for price to go to. So this trade was making perfect sense. I waited for that since like 5-6 weeks. Since my last trade, so I was very happy with that setup. I was like, oh my god, this is a beauty, man. And it was honestly a perfect setup. It gives even more confidence now. You can see that what you can see here is that we form a trend line. So this was like, okay, I most likely will get filled because this is all just building liquidity. So if I fast forward a little more, you can see that we also put relative equals here. So as you can see here, this is all stacked highs. Relative equals, it's not exactly the same, but doesn't matter, it's still liquidity. So so my guess was that we're gonna take this liquidity here and this inducement liquidity and then continue higher to take out this liquidity and ultimately these equal high liquidity. So that was the plan, okay? So I ultimately got tagged in a nice time window just at 11 p.m. AM is a little late to get tagged, but for me it's more important when the setup occurs. As long as the setup is not the entry is not too late, I think 11 is still okay, you know. So I was happy to leave my limit until 11. I got filled, and then price mitigated these lower areas and had a nice little push out attempt, but then ultimately failed. And then we got this push out, and this was actually the time here after this candle. I thought like, okay, this trade is most likely finally kicking off, okay? And this is actually when I got into my car onto a 5-hour drive through the Italian Alps back home because I was in holidays. And I decided to just let it do its thing because it was still looking so promising here when I saw this candle. I was like, this is maybe making a fair value gap, and then we finally get that push out. And so I decided to just put an alert to before market close, so back here. and just let it do its thing and just focus on driving. You know, I wouldn't have reception in the Alps anyway, so I was just letting it do its thing. And ultimately, when I let it play out, ultimately the trade just didn't work out, and I closed it here when my alert went off, my time alarm went off. I just closed it before market closure here for minus 0.4 R. So it is what it is, guys. We can't win all the trades. This is a small loss, but I'm grateful that it didn't become a full loss, because it seems like I wasn't right on this idea. You know, I think this is just gonna ultimately fail. Not every setup can work, but I'm super happy having waited so long for such a good setup, and also super happy for the market to give such a beautiful setup. And I know that when I keep waiting for stuff that is that clean, ultimately I'm gonna make money in the long term. So it's okay, losing is okay, part of the game. Grateful that it's not a full loss. I thank you so much for your attention. If you have any questions on this, just shoot me in the comments. I'll get back to you. And I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Take care.